Found some.
Get in the boat, boy.
Our gamer base is growing with us. They're growing into families. They're expanding their lives and their composition of what they find important and intriguing in life. And I mean, a lot of what you'll see in the game hits home for me.
That is enough.
Oh, there do they call it.
God of War is one of the most successful franchises for the Sony PlayStation, with more than 22 million copies sold worldwide. So how do you go about freshening up a franchise that's nearly 15 years old? You want to attract new players, but not alienate the existing fan base.
She's ready.
Well, on a visit to Santa Monica Studio, which is based in LA, the game's creators explained that they'd retained God of War's hack-and-slash sensibilities, but given it a soft center.
You are free.
The core being the coming together of a father and his son who've lost a loved one. A relationship which in some ways acts as a metaphor for the franchise's rebirth. When it was born in 2005, God of War was a combat-driven action-adventure game.
It is the thing that people loved about the earlier games. I had a bad day. I load up God of War, I could just hurt something.
But for the reboot, which is rooted in Norse mythology,
Good.
the director wanted Kratos to think about his actions. Because now, like many in the creative team, Kratos is responsible for a child. A child who needs guidance.
Still alive.
Who in this scene is taught the importance of putting an animal in pain out of its misery.
Your knife.
It is really the relationship, I think, between Atreus and his father
No.
that
Finish what you started.
really just weaves through this entire thing.
I can't.
I wrote the first draft of God of War 2 with my dad. And it was a fantastic collaboration. And I think I look back on that going like, oh, Kratos is potential to be the father, but be a decent father, right? And it's like, oh, how would he get there?
What you'll see in the game is Kratos' style, and he's figuring out as he goes along, and has a lot of those same frustrating moments that I have with parenting sometimes, where you're at wit's end with managing life, but you've got to give life and breathe life into this individual that you've brought into this world and you're responsible for.
Your anger. You can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
Santa Monica Studios' move to a more immersive, narrative-driven direction for the franchise is a growing trend in the action-adventure space as technology develops and video games play out more like interactive movies.
Come here, come here.
One of the best examples of such a game is developer Naughty Dog's The Last of Us, an action-adventure survival horror that sees a kind of father-daughter bond develop between its two central characters, Joel and Ellie. It was released in 2013. By 2014, it had sold 8 million units.
God of War really is to me like any Naughty Dog game initially, is that you load that game up because it's going to take you on this amazing journey, right? And I think everybody here has been cut from the cloth of really trying to make the greatest single-player experiences we could possibly make.
For God of War, the classic hacking and slashing still remains, but now it's tempered with moments of self-reflection.
There's the mountain! Let's go!
Not yet.
It's fine!
Giving us a game that's both familiar, yet new.
We needed to reboot, reset, also reset and reboot the studio in a way that it really allowed us to leverage the foundation that we had built for over a decade and look to what that next decade could bring, not only to us as game developers, but to the game players out there, our fans, and also look at ways that we can expand that audience a little bit.